Hello and welcome to Best of the Bets. My name's Christina Nicolaides. We're looking at this weekend's football action. We're looking at Sunday, starting with the FA Cup games, moving on to the Premier League and European action as well. I have our regular guests. I have Sam Diamond, who's our football expert and editor of bestofthebets.com. And our bookie extraordinaire, it's Gareth Walker from Heaven Bet. Right, we're going to start with the FA Cup and we're going to start with Manchester United versus Chelsea.
Manchester United are 1.7. The draw is 3.8 and Chelsea are priced at 4.5.
It will be interesting to see how United react after the fallout from Tuesday night.
They're playing at home and they've got superb home, 14 Premier League home matches, 13 wins.
Yeah, they've been formidable at home this season, as they are pretty much every season. But I suppose it's just how they approach this game, really. Hopefully they'll show much more professionalism than they did in the aftermath of the game in midweek. And I think if they do that, they can really take advantage of a Chelsea side that still self-combusting.
Yeah.
For a team to win at Old Trafford, you need to be united from the players, the manager, the board and the fans, and we just don't have that at Chelsea at the moment. So I expect United to win here. They've met twice this season at Stamford Bridge within a few days of each other, and it was two cracking games. United edged the league game 3-2. And there has been a lot of goals recently with these two when they've met. I think every game in the past three seasons, they're averaging more than 4 goals per 90 minutes. So I think we'll expect goals on Sunday, but Man United's just to nick this one for me.
The question mark is how motivated will Chelsea be? Because a Chelsea team that firing on all cylinders and playing to the potential that they've got, 4.5 looks great, particularly with the question mark against how will United react. I'd expect United to react positively.
Yeah.
But the bet that springs out to me, actually, it would just be it'd be a big smile on my face if Chelsea got an early penalty given by Howard Webb at Old Trafford and Lampard is 10.8 to score the first goal. It would be entertaining anyway. So.
Lampard hasn't had much luck with penalties in Manchester lately.
Well, exactly, that would be the other irony of it all. But I'm prepared to take a chance on Chelsea. United, so focused on the league and they've been so professional in the run-up to that Champions League game. The bet I'll be having for interest, Chelsea to win 3-2-23.
I tipped up Chelsea to win the FA Cup, but I think their adventure for this season ends here. So Man United at 1.7 for me.
Gareth, what about first goal scorer for United?
Well, perhaps a bit mischievous of me to put this one out, but Nani, he's 11 to score the first goal.
Right, we're going to move on to Millwall versus Blackburn.
Yeah, which is an FA Cup quarter-final, just to clarify. Millwall 2.3, the draw 3.3 and Blackburn at 3.
The problem that Millwall have had is the goals have really dried up for them in the past few months. They sold Darius Henderson, who was key as a target man up front, and they also lost out on Chris Wood, who had been a star on loan for them. He joined Leicester City in a permanent move. They're playing Blackburn, who there's only 1 point and 2 places separating these sides. Yeah. And Michael Appleton's honeymoon period is kind of over at Ewood Park now. But it was their defeat at home to Peterborough at the weekend that set the alarm bells ringing. I think they were 3-0 down within 27 minutes. They did pull it back to 3-2, but Appleton was very scathing in his comments post-match. And in the aftermath of that, we didn't see Danny Murphy even in the squad for the Bolton game. So there's a lot of upheaval there, it seems. Third manager this season, of course, Appleton is. Yeah. And away from home, they haven't been that good against Championship sides this season. They've only won 3 games, and all against the teams currently in the relegation zone. So this is a chance for Millwall. I think Millwall will probably be quite relieved to not be in league form.
Yeah.
And
I can't see many goals, though.
No, I don't see many goals, but I think there'll be enough for Millwall to do this on the day.
Like 1-0.
1-0, 2-0.
1-0's priced at 7.3. Both teams not to score, which is an attractive option. So 1 or both teams not to score is 2.1 odds against for that. I'm going to side with Millwall just with the home advantage. But yeah, don't see many goals here. And yeah, under 2.5 could be an attractive option as well.
We're now going to hear what Mike Holden has to say about this particular game.
The best bet of the weekend FA Cup action for me is Blackburn to win away at Millwall. Both of these sides have taken a real dip in form since the draw was made, which kind of suggests that, you know, it's very much at the front of their minds and there's a lot of focus going into the possibility of playing at Wembley. It's a big attraction to both teams. But I do think Blackburn have the greater quality in their side, and particularly with Jordan Rhodes in terms of, you know, individual match winners, somebody who can score that all-important goal that kind of shapes the course of this game. And I do think Millwall have not been the same team since they lost Chris Wood, and they've never really replaced Chris Wood. And I think even in front of their own supporters, you know, it's a hostile crowd for Blackburn to negotiate, but I think there's a kind of a weight of expectation there that's going to weigh heavily on Millwall and maybe sort of make them a little bit nervous, make them a little bit too deliberate in everything that they're doing. And I think the value is most certainly with the visitors in this scenario.
Mike is going for Blackburn, and that's at 3. Right, we're moving on to Liverpool versus Tottenham.
Liverpool 1.9, the draw's 3.8, and Tottenham 4.1 to keep this unbeaten run going.
It'd take a brave person to take them on at the moment, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, take both Tottenham and Gareth Bale on, and they've now set a record in the Premier League era for their longest unbeaten run, 12 games. But I think I am going to take them on because I think there's been enough to get excited about Liverpool, especially at Anfield recently. And I didn't really fancy them at Wigan last week, but they produced a quite...
they were unstoppable.
Yeah, a great performance. And in Philip Coutinho, Luis Suarez seems to have finally found a player on his wavelength. And if they can continue that partnership, it could be a very fruitful end of the season. Of course, they only have league competition to concentrate on, whereas Tottenham have had this big game with Inter Milan in preparation to this. So I think this could be where it comes to a run. They won the North London derby, but at what cost? Because I think Moussa Dembele and Emmanuel Adebayor both departed early in that game. AVB will want them back in the team as soon as possible.
And Europa League.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just think Liverpool at home, they've won 6 of the last 7. They've scored 21 goals in the process. The home crowd should be up for this one, and I think if they can get behind them early on, as you say, entertaining game, but Liverpool to win this for me.
The big thing that really means that this could be a real superb bet for Liverpool hinges on the team. Because if Dembele misses out, to me that would seem that Tottenham have got no choice but to play Parker and Livermore, which it just isn't top half standard, never mind top 4 standards. For me, home win, definitely 3-1, 11.5. If you do fancy Bale, he's 6.3 to score the first goal.
What about for Liverpool?
For Liverpool, you've got Suarez, short at 4.2, but I mean Suarez and Bale are the two form players. They seem to just keep on scoring, so I wouldn't put you off either.
Thomas Jones 9000 on Twitter says 2-2. So draw.
2-2, that's priced at 14. Interesting angle. All the tweets I get are just from Geordies having a go at me for slagging off Newcastle. How come you get all these nice tweets?
Well,
that's your family,
though. That serves you right. Right, we're going to move on to Newcastle versus...
Oh, should I read out a few of these tweets now, should I? OK. Newcastle are 1.9 for this game. The draw's 3.5 and Stoke are 4.8.
Alan Partridge can't seem to make up his mind whether he wants to give the Europa League a real good go or not. But as I say, they've been to AZ Makalala, and I think that the last thing you really want to face after a gruelling trip across Europe is Stoke City. And Newcastle have got previous post-Europa League. They've lost to Fulham and to West Ham in games that have immediately followed away games. But Stoke need freshening up, I think, as a club. Away from home, they've been poor again. But I think this could be a very boring game, especially if Newcastle are quite jaded. It's no goal scorer for me.
No goal scorer, which is 9.5. Really always looking to take on Newcastle anyway, because I still think they're overrated every match. Basically, they're still being regarded as a top half team.
You deserve those
when
tweets.
They're not. Well, perhaps the problem is, if I'm looking to oppose Newcastle, is Stoke. I mean, bottom of the form table, bottom in goals scored in away games, just generally chronic away from home, and haven't been good at home either in the last couple of months. Only won 1 in 9. Yeah, I like Sam's 0-0 bet actually. I think a point would be fine for Newcastle.
What about Newcastle 1-0?
Newcastle 1-0 is priced at 6.4. If you like Cisse to score first, he's 4.8.
Okay. Now we're going to move on to our European action. We're going to Spain and La Liga. Celta Vigo versus Real Madrid.
7.7 for Celta Vigo, 4.9 the draw, and Real Madrid 1.4 for back-to-back away wins.
The thing with Real Madrid is they've had this run now, but how much emotional energy have they spent in winning 2 Clásicos and then winning at Man United in the space of 7 days? That's got to take it out of them.
But have Celta Vigo got enough to beat Real Madrid?
Celta Vigo were given the runaround by Sevilla and Alvaro Negredo on Monday night as they went down to a 4-1 defeat. But they'll be very glad to be back at Balaídos, where they've taken 19, I think, of their 23 points this season. So they are quite a tough team to beat at home. There's rarely much in it in the home matches. So I think Real Madrid, just on a bit of a come down from that past week, I don't think Celta Vigo can necessarily turn them over, although the big price is to do so. Yeah. But maybe if you take Celta on the Asian handicap.
Yeah, if you want to take Celta Vigo, plus 1.75, so they're getting a goal and 3/4 head start. That's priced at 1.6. So if they only lose by 1 goal, you're a winner, and 2 goals is no disaster for your bet there either. Yeah, I couldn't be steaming into Real Madrid at all at 1.4. I'd be looking for a fairly small margin, maybe 2-1 to Real's priced at 7.6. I'd be more inclined to side with Celta on the handicap in some capacity.
Celta Vigo haven't conceded more than 1 goal in any of their home matches this season, despite their lowly position in the table. Yeah. And Madrid are also conceding goals. They've conceded, I think, exactly 1 in 6 of their past 7 games. So, maybe 1-1 is a viable scoreline.
Okay, we're going to move on to Italy, Serie A, and we've got Lazio versus Fiorentina, so 5th versus 6th.
Lazio at 2.6, the draw at 3.3, and Fiorentina at 2.9.
There's a lot for both sides to prove. Fiorentina have been poor away; they've lost their last 4. Yeah. But I think that there's just enough about them to make me want to go with them in this game. I've been keen on Fiorentina all season. Very impressed with the work that Vincenzo Montella's doing there. That midfield that we've spoken about before, Aquilani, Pizarro, Valero, it's a classy side, and I'm going to go with them to win this one.
They're 2.9 to win. I've been looking for Fiorentina to kick on, really, and they're a bit disappointing. There were glimpses of the class in the 4-1 win at Inter a couple of weeks back. The way I like to play Fiorentina here, actually, rather than taking the 2.9 about them winning, I'm going to take them on the Asian handicap of level ball. So it's basically a draw no bet option, the 2.15 to do that. So if they win, you've got a winner at 2.15, and if it's a draw, then you're getting your money back.
We've got to also remember that Lazio have been to Stuttgart in the Europa League as well on Thursday, so another question mark against them.
Yeah, keep coming back to that factor, but it really is such an important one.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go on now to France. Lyon versus Marseille, so 2nd versus 3rd. It's still all to play for. We've got Paris Saint-Germain 54 points, Lyon on 52 and Marseille on 49.
Lyon 2.1, draw 3.4 and Marseille 3.8.
But both Lyon and Marseille have been stumbling in recent weeks. Lyon have come back with 2 wins and a draw. They got a draw at Brest last time out. And I thought Movember was very impressive in midfield. How he deals now with Valbuena could be pivotal to how this match pans out. Both teams have quite dodgy defences, but I think Lyon probably just have the edge, especially with home advantage, so I'm going to take Lyon here.
Lyon at 2.1, fairly cagey game perhaps, one or both teams not to score, priced at 1.9 here. I was impressed with Lyon actually over the 2 legs against Tottenham. More impressed with them there than I have when I've seen them in the French league, actually. So I'm going to side with them. You'd imagine they're the ones that are more likely to challenge PSG for the title. So yeah, a win is essential. 1-0, 6.2, 2-1, 8.1. Or I think my favourite bet actually is 0 or 1 goals in the match, which is 2.9.
Okay, best bets for Sunday.
I'm going to go with Millwall.
Okay, Gareth?
I'm going to go with Fiorentina of level ball on the Asian handicap plus 0, which is 2.15, money back if it's a draw.
Okay, and I'm going to go for Newcastle to beat Stoke 1-0.
Which is priced at 6.4.
And for you to place your bets on any of this weekend's football action and much more, then head to our website, which is www.heavenbet.com. Do tweet us at Best of the Bets. Do be kind to Gareth. And you can watch the show back at www.bestofthebets.com. We will see you same time, same place next week. See you then. Bye-bye.
Betting site from Poker Heaven.